Okay, I mean, we are hearing a lot about AI and the fact that, of course, AI is using data and data that are provided by users. And of course, like this, it's just, I don't know why it's rendering, I mean, probably, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I don't have to repeat this, what you can see there. It's clear that we have a good thing and a problem because the internet industry has been the fastest growing industry in a human lifetime. I have 1990, and I remember like my father having this huge Nokia phone, and then 10 years later, iPhone came and just revolutionized the whole like industry, how we behave with the internet. Most of the time, we use the phone nowadays, and I mean phones, of course, like they're becoming more powerful, and people are developing on them, and I think like it's clear that it will be like the object that will continue to prevail when we interact with technology. And we are feeding data centers with huge amount of data, and it's not our data, although like, of course, Google and Microsoft that we have been hearing today, I mean, they're using like now encryption, and this is, of course, like, is good. And Web2 is, I'm not a Web3 maximalist. I think like Web3 and Web2 will coexist together for different use cases. Web3 maybe for more ownership at the native level of data, but definitely like, and Web2 for the user friendliness, and of course, like we are used to like amazing apps, and they're fast, they're quick, because of course, the data is centralized. So it's a coexisting of things, but we have, of course, a problem when it comes especially to AI. I mean, I can ask now ChatGPT to, for example, I also tried to tell me something about me based on my previous conversations, and it's kind of insane. So it's kind of a powerful tool that has to be, of course, regulated, and I think security, it's an important aspect of it, like how secure and how resilient is the way these data are actually stored and processed. So I think like Polkadot has a good use case here because it has been like engineered from the bottom, thinking about security and interoperability. And nowadays here with you know, like Origin Trail and NeuroWeb, it's of course like AI is a big application for blockchain industry. And but these applications need to be secured. And as I also said before, the problem of security is that it's a scalability issue. You cannot expect every network to be very secure in the future, because security in blockchain, especially proof of stake, is dictated by a lot of things. The amount of stake that is blocked in the network, how this stake is like normalized across the node, across the computers that are actually like producing the blocks. The variability between this stake across all the computer, because you cannot have one computer with just you know, $100 stake and another computer with $1 million stake, because then it's easy to attack this computer and collude them. So it's like, it's a very complex system, and you cannot expect every chain to do this. So Polkadot is offering this shared security. You can plug into Polkadot and you can benefit from like the security that Polkadot has to offer. So it's like a very interesting and important use case. And then you have the, you know, the interoperability of it. And on top of this, of course, you have all the blockchain kind of use cases, like the ownership. You own the data because the blockchain is all about owning, you know, your data. Of course, if you have like a self-custody, how to say, profile, not on exchanges. But of course, like then you have, it's kind of future-proof also, because it's important because the technology is evolving so fast, and we have seen like so many data and so much, you know, from iPhone, the first iPhone 2G with this now iPhone 16, a huge difference in technology. We need a blockchain infrastructure that can evolve with this technology as well, and we cannot hard fork all the time that there is like some big stuff happening. So we need like a protocol that is able to scale quite rapidly to the technology that is developed. So what is Polkadot? And I think like Polkadot is actually the first blockchain that allows projects to use Polkadot as a service provider, and the service that Polkadot provides is security. So if you plug into Polkadot, you have this shared security system. You don't have to bootstrap your own security. You can focus on your own value proposition. And I think here with Origin Trail, it's a really good example because you have NeuroWeb that is a Polkadot chain and is secured by Polkadot, meaning that whatever NeuroWeb does is sending this data to Polkadot, and Polkadot replays this data and makes sure that they follow all the rules of the protocol itself. So it's kind of like it's a rollup system, if you are familiar with Ethereum, kind of an optimistic rollup. But optimistic rollup, they're not checking all the time. In Polkadot, data are checked all the time. There is no data that is skipped. So it's a very highly secure kind of, people think about cynical rollup, but cynical is negative. But anyway, it's like a very, everything is checked at any time in point. Nothing is skipped. So how does it work? Is that Polkadot now has 50 chains, one of which is NeuroWeb, and 50 chains that are plugged into cores. And Polkadot is the first, actually, blockchain that is a multi-core computer, really a multi-core computer, because you have these 50 cores, and you plug into it, one core, one chain at the moment. And this core process all the data coming from different chains, energy web, I don't know, hydration decks. You have on Polkadot, like a computer, you have a normal application and system application. If you see, you enter in your MacBook and you plot the chart of your CPU, you can see in red system apps and then in green normal application. Polkadot very much works like that, in a sense that there are protocol level applications that are system based, and then other applications, for example, NeuroWeb, that are sitting also on top of Polkadot. And currently, there are 30 million monthly transactions secured by Polkadot. A lot are coming from NeuroWeb, around 6 million. So we have seen a huge spike in use cases on Polkadot about AI. And NeuroWeb is the leading blockchain, AI blockchain on Polkadot right now. And I think we are just seeing the spark of this because they just launched. Yeah. So it's clear that it's a big use case for blockchain industry, the fact that securing AI platforms, and this security right now, is around 6 billion for Polkadot. So whatever you do and you plug into it, you have 6 billion of security, which is kind of a good deal, considering that you just have to buy a little bit of time on this course. And currently, the idea is that to make it very very cheap and affordable, like we have in Web2 and in cloud service provider. So trustless rollup tech, essentially Polkadot, I don't know if you are familiar with. It's you have the relay chain, which is the Polkadot relay chain, and then you have all these things that are attached to it. They are parachains, and they're attached to cores. If we zoom in into this two of these cores, we can see that they can be represented here I did a cube, and then on top of it that are guarding this cube, there are nodes, validators, computers that are producing blocks. But these computers, interestingly, they are a very small subset of the whole validator set. So it's a very highly scalable system because these 5 machines are the ones that are actually replaying everything that has been done by, for example, NeuroWeb. And because we have later on an escalation system, we can actually achieve a lot of scalability because we don't have all the validators checking all the chains because we have 50 chains all the time. So the validator set is basically split into groups. These groups goes into cores. These are actually the first line of security of Polkadot. And these 5 guys, they're checking. They're saying maybe, OK, this is all yes, this is all OK. Then if there is someone that is not agree, then there is a dispute, and there is a system of disputes that brings more machines into play. But it's a highly secure and scalable system. Actually, Polkadot can have 100 cores, can have 1,000 cores, of course, increasing the validator set. This is another just a magnification of a core. You have like roll-up data coming into it. This comes into the computers, and then the computers, they have the first step. The second step is like saying, okay, we got the data. Then the third step is just sharing between cores what's happening, because of course we have one core here, one core there, and they don't know what's going on between each other, so they have to share. So there's actually a data availability system that is there in place since 2021, even before the data availability frenzy in our space that we have seen last year. So data availability system, and then actually when everybody received what's going on in all the cores, then is basically committed to the Polkadot state. Polkadot is actually the first chain that has this kind of system that we have a core and then we have the state of the chain. It's the first chain where validators, they not only commit to state, but they just do this first checking that is not committing directly into the blockchain itself. And then we have this is actually like the escalation system that if something goes wrong, more computers are brought into place. So again, like this is the security apparatus of Polkadot, and this is how like the security system works. You can see there are a lot of applications already deployed, and AI and computing is one of them. And this is the rise of NeuroWeb. It's quite intense, I would say, because it has been quite flat. And just in the past month, we have seen like a huge amount in transactions. And this is just a fraction of it. This is just one of the 50 chains. If you take into consideration like all 50 chains, this bar goes up to like 33 million transactions in September. And this was Polkadot all-time high of secure transactions. It's securing the transaction. It's not like processing the transaction. It's just securing them. Still, like the transaction happen on the chains. But the fact that these chains, they don't have the security guarantees, Polkadot is providing these security guarantees by replaying everything with these like cores and these computers that they're receiving the data. Yeah. And yeah, one good application is Polkadot.ai with, we have NeuroWeb that is doing the knowledge mining and is building the decentralized graph, the DKG, and you can actually mine knowledge. And then, of course, like there is a reward system that is incentivizing curation and stuff like this, which is important. And you can actually have a chatbot that is powered by NeuroWeb, and the knowledge is like provided by the DKG. I think is a very, very nice use case, and people are using it, so it's good. If you want to learn more about Polkadot, the Polkadot wiki has a lot of resources. You can visit anything from protocol level to wallets to whatever you want to do. It's a good resource. It's a central resource for interacting at the beginning. And yeah, thank you very much.